All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the stream. Today we have arrived at Imola for round three here in Division 1 in Divine Eye Racing Season 5. And Patty has come into the pits. So looking at the timing screens, currently we have the steps on provisional pole with 1 minute 15.3. Not too far behind him, we have Patty, Michelle, and Big Turns. George is approaching the start-finish line now, and he goes pole. Just barely as well, 200ths of a second between himself and Steps, but he has put himself on the starting position for the race with 7 minutes to go in qualifying. And Michelle is invalid as well, so we're going to stay on board with mini turns here as he starts his flying lap. Everything looking very neat and tidy so far for the Mercedes driver as he goes 1.5 tenths green through the first sector. He's currently in 7th place, about 8 tenths off of 6th. Oh, that was very close to track limits there. Through Aqua Minerale now, the most difficult corner on the circuit, and he does it nicely. Purple sector 2 for mini turns, 5.5 tenths up on his previous lap time. He's absolutely flying out there. Let's see what he can do through the third sector now. Only 2 more corners to go. Up to the line now for mini turns. What's it going to be? And he improves by 6.5 tenths, but it's not good enough to gain any places. So riding on board with Yan now in the Red Bull, who has set a purple middle sector as well. He hasn't set a lap time yet. 5 minutes remaining in qualifying. Up to the line for Yan. He goes pole. 1 minute 15.141. Now switching gears to the RB driver of Oliver Ritchie. Well, very brave on the brakes into the chicane, and he does a nice job keeping it in track limits. Oliver Ritchie also hasn't set a lap time yet in this session. Marios has retired. That must have been in the pit lane. He probably thinks that he can't go any faster, and he's currently sitting in 9th place with 117.5. Oliver Ritchie goes pole now. 1 minute 15.1 for the RB driver, and now one after another we keep seeing new drivers put it onto the top spot. We've got an RB 1-3 as it stands. The only full teams we have here today are RB, Mercedes, and Aston Martin. A bit of a dud attendance-wise this week, but this is a perfect opportunity for these drivers to gain ground in the Drivers' Championship. So speaking of the championship, we're going to take a look and get an update after last week's race at Australia. So currently leading the Drivers' Championship is Paddy in the Ferrari with 36 points. Behind him, we've got the Steps with 17 points. And in third place, Big Turns with 15 points after his mega P3 showing last week. In the Constructors' standings, in first place is Ferrari with 36 points. In second place is Red Bull with 24 points. And in third place is McLaren with 23 points. Kaká, the reserve, of course, won the first two races. This is the first race in which he hasn't been here. So it'll be very interesting to see who wins today. Is it Paddy? Is it Steps? Does Big Turns have another mega performance again? Who knows? 2-minute warning now in qualifying. So if you're not yet on the track for your outlap, you probably want to get on the track now, or else it's going to be very, very close by the time the checkered flag comes out. Nemesis is down on his time by over a second, so we're going to switch to the Steps here. Currently in P4 in the McLaren. Up to the line now for the Steps. He takes pole position, the first driver into the 1-minute 14s. It's a 1:14.8 for the Steps, and he is sitting on provisional pole. Michel going through the third sector now. He's up on his time. Let's see what the Aston Martin can do. Hopefully for him and his team bring home a decent showing after Marios' retirement. Michel approaching the line now. What's it going to be for him? Third place. It's looking very, very tight indeed at the front of the field. And Michel puts his Aston Martin onto the second row. We're going to go back to Richie here, starting his final flying lap of the session. Currently in second place. Michel is finished. Jan is just starting. George is just starting. Paddy is just starting. It's all going to be one after the other. There's Richie in the background. Big Turns is up on his time. Nemesis didn't have his best lap, but he's going again here. And Yuri is not going to set a time in qualifying, so he will start in P11. So back to Richie. Going through Aqua Minerale now. The Steps has crossed the line. He has finished the session. So that is the time to beat. 1-minute 14.8. And Oliver Richie has just set a purple middle sector and is 0.3 up on his time. He's right there. Let's see what Oliver Richie can do here. Through the final sector, it's going to be very, very close indeed. And one tiny mistake could be the difference. Up to the line now for Richie. DRS open, overtake enabled. Up to the line. Oh, and he just misses out. Paddy just misses out as well. Pole position still belongs to the Steps for now. George takes P3. Jan up to the line. What can he do? Jan goes pole. 1-minute 14.6 in the Red Bull. And the final driver across the line, Nemesis. Can he improve? He cannot. So there you have it then. Jan in the Red Bull taking pole position here at Imola. So there we have it then, ladies and gentlemen. Jan takes pole position for round 3 of season 5 at Imola. 1 minute 14.6, cracking lap from the Red Bull driver. Going through the rest of the grid, we have the steps. Oliver Ritchie, George, Patty, Michelle, big turns, Nemesis, mini turns, Marios, and Yuri. Sunshine for the start of this race. There have been rumblings from the drivers that there could be some rain coming towards the end of the race, so we will see. But it will be a dry start to the delight of most, if not all, of the drivers, I would imagine. We've got 5 red lights on ahead of the drivers. It's lights out, and away we go. Jan gets an amazing start off the line. He's already got 3/10 between himself and the steps. Oliver Ritchie is making moves into turn 1. He has overtaken the steps into turn 1. We've got mini turns side by side with George and big turns. And so far, so good. There you have the possible race strategies, either a 1-stop or a 2-stop, with 2 stints on the medium and 1 on the hard. Most of the drivers have opted for the medium compound tires to start this race, apart from Nemesis and the Steps, who are starting on the hards. Yuri is already 2.8 seconds off of the back of the pack with a little bit of damage on his front wing end plate. So after not setting a lap in qualifying, that is definitely not the start that Yuri would have wanted. Apart from him, everyone else is still in DRS, so this is shaping up to be quite a thrilling Grand Prix. Oh, and many turns is the first driver to pick up a penalty in this race. He's got a 3-second time penalty for track limits here on lap 2. Yuri is in the pit lane, I presume, to change that front wing. So let's see if he can gain some time back once he comes out with a fresh front wing. And Nemesis has also picked up a track limits penalty. Not ideal, as we are still in the early stages of this race. Imola notorious for being very harsh on the track limits. Oh, Big Turns is overtaking his teammate Mini Turns. Maybe some team orders there. Maybe they think that Big Turns has a little bit extra pace, which can help the team gain some more positions, particularly on Michelle up ahead. Here we go then, Oliver Ritchie with the DRS, gaining on Yan, gaining, and he is past the steps, braking very late as well. Oliver Ritchie is your new race leader, ladies and gentlemen. Mini Turns and George going side by side now. George gets the move done. Oh, what's happened to Yan? He's losing loads of places. Beautiful move around the outside to take it back from Paddy, but the steps has gained a place on him, and he's up into P2 on the hard tires. So your biggest gainer so far in this race is Oliver Ritchie, up 2 positions, and your biggest faller is George, down 3 positions. Oh, Paddy runs wide there at the exit of the penultimate corner. He too has a penalty now. So this is looking like it's going to be a penalty battle. The ones who stay out of penalty trouble are going to end up in the best shape by the end of the race. And there you can see just in front that the steps has now taken the lead of the race. Now Yan picks up a track limits penalty. Track limits are ruining everyone's race so far. The steps, though, it must be said, has been doing a phenomenal job out there. He's on the hard tires, and he is currently controlling the pace. We've got yellow flags in the first sector. It's an Alpine, and it's Nemesis, who finds himself in the gravel. Oh, Michelle getting a little squirrely there on the exit of the final corner. The steps sets the fastest lap of the race so far. Many Turns picks up another penalty. We're going to switch to the penalty screen now. We've got 4 drivers already with penalties. Many Turns with 4 seconds. 6 seconds, excuse me. Oh, we've got debris flying everywhere. Oliver Ritchie's going slow, and there's contact, and Yan gets swiped off the track. So does Oliver Ritchie, and that's going to bring out a safety car. Michelle benefits massively, moving all the way up to 3rd place. Yeah, it looked like someone made a mistake approaching the hairpin there. And then some people tried to get a bit too greedy, tried to pick up the scraps, and it ended up in a 3-wide collision there. So this safety car is going to allow Yuri to get back up in the hunt. Paddy comes into the pits, so does Michelle. Oh, Big Turns. Fakes a move into the pits. Mini Turns is in, so is Yan. And Mini Turns has received a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Nemesis is staying out, and Yuri has just made his stop. So the top 5, although Richie did not make a pit stop after quite heavy contact with the wall there, but there is no damage on his car, so he will be okay. I don't think anyone else has damage. George benefited from that massively as well. He is going to be on slightly older tires once the light goes green, but he is up almost 5 positions from where he was before the safety car came out. The safety car will be in this lap. So once the steps crosses the first safety car line, once the safety car enters the pit lane, it is up to the steps to lead the pack into green racing conditions. The safety car is in the pit lane, and the steps is off. Big Turns does a good job keeping with him, so does George. And everyone behind them seems to be doing a good job as well. Mini Turns right on the tail of Michelle. Is he going to make a move into turn 1? Side by side, Mini Turns has to back out right at the end. Yan all over the back of Patty. He goes for a switchback, but nothing doing thus far. Yuri making up places, already up 2 places since the safety car restart. Mini Turns gaining places. Mini Turns and Michelle are side by side. He's going to look to make a move on Nemesis as well. into the penultimate corner. Slight contact. Yuri going round the outside of Patty. That's a lovely move from the Kick Sauber driver. He's also looking to make a place up on Michelle. Slight wheel banging. Yuri almost gets put into the wall. Oh, and there's more contact. Patty looking to get by. Yuri's got no front wing at all, and he absolutely clobbers Michelle there. Misses his braking point by a mile, probably due to not having any front wing. Nemesis has gotten by Patty here, so it's been a decent recovery after not having the best start for Nemesis. And George in the slipstream gains on big turns and has overtaken him. George up in the second place. Oh, Lower Richie going very wide there. Mini Turns has picked up another penalty. He's getting close to disqualification here with 19 seconds of time penalties. Here we go, Big Turns looking to get past George. Richie looking to get past Big Turns. No moves have been made yet, but the elbows are starting to be pushed out. This battle is looking like it's going to get better and better as time goes on. The Steps is absolutely running away with it right now. A 3-second gap between himself and George. Yuri picks up his first time penalty of the day. Oh, we've got overtakes here, and there's contact. Yan has been sent into a spin at the first corner there. It looked like it was 3 wide between Patty Mini Turns and Yan, and unfortunately for him, he has been given the short end of the stick here. Yan getting close to Murillo's here, but not making any moves yet. Of course, he's got that DRS zone coming up in a few short moments, and he's probably going to be able to get by. Murillo's has a lot more battery than Yan does, but I think they're fighting, they're on different strategies. And as expected, Yan is going to breeze past with the DRS up into 7th place. Oh, Richie has picked up a time penalty there. Just ending the first sector. So yeah, as you can see, track limits are very, very harsh here at Imola. Many turns all over the back of Richie. Let's see if he can make a move here before the start-finish line. Oh, and many turns. Another penalty there, this time at the chicane. So I forgot, Yuri actually had a qualifying ban, so that's why he didn't set a lap time in qualifying. Patty in the DRS gets back past Big Turn. So after that collision just a few laps ago, Patty has done an incredible job in his recovery. He finds himself back up into the podium places here on lap 14. Nemesis picks up another penalty. He's now on 9 seconds. We're on board with Patty now as he hunts down George for second place in the race. Oh, and George has gone into the pit lane, so it appears that all the medium compound runners are starting to make their way into the pits. So we're going to switch to the tire screen to see what's going on with everyone's strategy. The Steps and Nemesis are the only drivers who are yet to make a stop. George, Big Turns, and Richie will be going to the end on those. I imagine that Yuri, Patty, Mini Turns, Yan, and Marios are going to try, but it's going to be much more difficult for them, and they're going to have a big pace disadvantage by the end. Oh, Michelle and Yuri battling once more, not leaving any room for each other. They both go off the road, and Yuri ends up gaining that place. Almost all of the drivers now have penalties. The only ones who don't are George, Big Turns, and the Steps. Oliver Ritchie gaining on Big Turns. They both have DRS, but Oliver Ritchie is getting quite close. Let's see if he makes a dive into the first corner. He does not. Playing the team game here as George leads this DRS train. And Yan has retired in the pit lane. Whoa, look at the overspeed. Big Turns on George. George is going to lose 2 positions down the main straight here. Both Big Turns and Ritchie overtake him. And Big Turns has picked up his first penalty of the race. Side by side. Oh, lovely racing between these two. Oliver Ritchie with a beautiful move and getting up into 6th place. Then there were 2. The Steps and George, the only remaining drivers to not have a penalty. Yuri has also retired from this race. It was not the day that he would have wanted. And George, excuse me, both of them have picked up a penalty. The Steps is the only driver remaining without any track limits penalties. So let's do this again, says Big Turns. Down the main straight, using the overspeed. George is a bit too far back to make a move on his teammate, but there you can see Big Turns up in the 6th place with a rather simple overtake on Oliver Ritchie. And the Steps is now in the pit lane, so we're going to have a change at the front of the field. Patty is your new race leader. In theory, he probably could go to the end on those, but he's going to have a massive pace disadvantage compared to the Steps on the new medium compound tires. Big Turns has just set the fastest lap of this race in clean air, a 1 minute 17.1 on a fresh set of hard compound tires. on board with the steps now all over Nemesis as expected. Nemesis on 19 lap old hard tires. He should be making his pit stop soon. You can see he goes off the track, losing control. Don't think he hit the wall, but that was definitely not ideal from the Alpine driver. Mini Turns is in the pit lane. I think he's going to be serving a stop and go penalty, and he is. That would be for the speeding in the pit lane penalty that he would have got in his last pit stop. Oh! And Nemesis on the entry to the first corner clips the grass and has a massive slide. He really should be making his way into the pit lane anytime now, or else those tires are going to fall off a cliff. The steps absolutely smashes the fastest lap time on his new set of medium tires, and Oliver Ritchie is going to overtake Big Turns with the DRS. George just barely hung on to DRS on that last straight. He appears to be losing time to Big Turns and Oliver Ritchie. As I just said that, George appears to be losing time. He finds himself right on the back of Big Turns here, approaching the start-finish straight, only 3/10. He's probably going to be able to get Oliver Ritchie on this straight as well. So Big Turns in the DRS, breezes past Ritchie. George, he's not gaining as much. Ritchie is deploying more battery than him, but he was able to stay a lot closer on that occasion, so that is good news for him. Are we going to get a switch between the teammates here? Yes, we are. George, for the first time in quite a while, has gotten past his teammate, Oliver Ritchie, and now he is going to have a go at Big Turns on the next lap. Here we go then. George gaining on big turns. That looked very similar to Bottas and Russell 2021. Thankfully not. And George has to dip a wheel onto the grass to make it happen, but he's able to get past big turns and move up into 4th place here on lap 25. All right, here we go. Big turns in the DRS. Will get past George. Let's see if Richie can get past his teammate as well. Does not look like he will. I'm just going to check this. My sound settings. I'm on broadcast. I really don't know the difference between cinematic and broadcast. If any one of you know, please feel free to put it in the chat. Just sounds the same to me. Maybe like the curb sounds and lockup sounds are enhanced, but that's the only thing that I could really say might sound different. So it looks like, if you look at the gap at the front of the field, it looks like Paddy is going to stay out. The Steps has to hunt down 13 seconds in 6 laps. Let's see if he can do it. George and Richie are both going to get past big turns here. Down the main straight, this battle keeps getting better and better. Let's see what the penalties look like. 3 seconds for George, 9 seconds for Richie, 6 seconds for big turns. Oh, that's a mistake for Richie approaching the hairpin. They're side by side. Through the hairpin, round the outside goes big turns, and he takes back 5th place. So George has actually caught up to Marios here. He didn't get any DRS, but he is within range now. I didn't even know that Marios was up there in 3rd place. Was that rain? Oh my gosh. Rain has started to fall, ladies and gentlemen. So the rumors were true. And now with about 5 laps to go, we have a very interesting weather scenario here. I don't think it's going to get bad enough to force a pit stop, but this is still very, very interesting. And I'm curious to see what the drivers choose to do. The Steps only gained a second on that past lap. Paddy does have that 6-second time penalty, but I don't think that Steps is going to be able to get him, especially with this rain that has now started to fall. Richie has now fallen out of the DRS from big turns. Here we go, George. Breezing past Marios. Look at that overspeed on big turns, but he decides not to send it into turn one, prioritizing the long game, making sure that he can make it to the end. A very wise choice from the Mercedes driver. Oh, and he's looking to capitalize on a mistake there from Marios. The rain appears to be falling down much harder now. Big turns round the outside at the hairpin. That's twice he's done that now. Lovely move from Mercedes. He does have that 6-second time penalty, so he needs to gap 3 seconds on Marios behind if he wants to take fourth place. Yeah, the rain is really making things interesting now. Because if the drivers come in, the Inter is going to be that much quicker than the slicks, where they're going to be able to retake the position that they started in. So there you have it then. Michel, in last place with nothing to lose, has swapped onto the intermediate tires. Oh, and what's happened? Richie has crashed down the straight. Maybe the rain caught him out a bit. Maybe he was making a move on Marios and lost control. But Richie, with 2 laps to go here in Imola, has retired from the race. So I'm looking on YouTube, and it sounds like for cinematic, the surround sound is much clearer than broadcast. But I'm still trying to get to the bottom of this. Sounds like it's only for onboard. So try that. So the drivers appear to be going hard to the end here despite the rain falling. We've got 1.5 laps to go. Big Turns is hunting down George, but they are on different penalties. Big Turns has gapped Marios, so he will finish in 4th place, assuming he does not pick up any other penalties. Paddy has started the final lap of the race, and Steps needs to gain 4 seconds if he is going to take the race victory. These drivers appear to be struggling on the slicks, but it's just too late to switch to the Inters. They need to do their best to keep the car on the road despite the difficult conditions. Big Turns gaining on George down the inside into turn 1. Oh, I'm not sure if there was contact there, but Big Turns had a massive slide on the brakes. He's going to take 3rd place on track. It's a wise move from Big Turns, because you never know. If George takes a penalty here, then all of a sudden Big Turns has 3rd place in his sights. Paddy just starting the 3rd sector now. 9.6 between himself and the Steps, but he's still got that 3-second buffer, so everything is looking all right for Paddy. Going to the final corner now. The Ferrari driver in the rain is going to come across the line to take victory here at Imola. After having a collision midway through the race, he had a beautiful recovery to take the win. The Steps comes home in second. Big Turns and George battling it out on track for third, but I think after penalties, this position is going to go to George. But what an effort from Big Turns. 2 solid performances in a row here. He takes third on track, fourth after penalties. Rios comes home in fifth. And closer to the back, nursing the car home, we've got Mini Turns and Nemesis. Michelle has finished the race in eighth. Mini Turns takes sixth place. And Nemesis, in his first race in Season 5, he's going to come home to take 7th place. Driver of the day goes to Marios. Well deserved. So there we have it then. Patty takes victory. The Steps comes home in second, and George takes third place for RB. Patty taking first place from fifth on the grid. Behind him, we've got the Steps taking the fastest lap of the race as well. And rounding out the podium places, we've got George in third. Going down the rest of the grid, we have Big Turns, Marios, Mini Turns, Nemesis, Michelle, and those who did not finish are Oliver, Richie, Yan, and Yuri. Oh, Richie actually got classified, so those who did not finish are Yan and Yuri. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I do not think there will be comms tomorrow, unfortunately, for D2. So we will be seeing you, I think, next week. Enjoy your evening. Bye-bye.